Welcome back to another video, and today we will be going through my April makeup product reviews. Another month has went by and it's time for my bi-monthly makeup reviews. I uploaded my 5 eyeshadow palette review that I have been trying out during the sort of April, end of March, and now we will be going through the rest of the makeup products. So if you're thinking that were the eyeshadow palettes, I have a separate video of those on my review playlist. But I think we do have a quite of a good mix here, so I think we almost have a full face. There are some complexion products, then there are cheek products, and then there are also there's a mascara here. But let's actually begin, and let's go to the sort of I'm looking at the products in front of me. Let's start with the face products. First I will just show a product. You will see the image somewhere here. This is a product that I had decluttered already. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury finishing powder. So this is a mini that I got during, it was in our German, we were on a holiday in Germany last summer, and I bought the mini there because in Berlin they do have a small Sephora inside of a department store. And I'm actually pretty happy that I did get only a mini of this because I do, sorry. I do think that the powder, it's a nice powder, it's a nice if you're looking for a nice sort of compact powder, then it's a nice powder. However, is it something that I would have liked to spend the money for the full-size products? I don't after now trying the mini to the end, I don't think so that it's a product that I would be buying in a full-size compact. But I would say that for example for an under eye powder, it's an okay powder, but it's not nothing revolutionary. But I would actually recommend that if you're thinking about buying the Charlotte Tilbury finishing powder or a setting powder, then also maybe try and see if you can get the mini and try that first, because at least for me, I know it's a cult favorite for a lot of YouTubers, but for me at least now I'm thinking that it's not something that I would wish to spend the money to the full size on. Then let's get to the sort of other complexion products. And that's the mascara falling off. So let's first go to the foundation. I'm actually wearing this right now, and you have seen this now in my couple of last videos. So this is the Makeup Revolution Skin Silk foundation. Mine is in the shade F3, which is usually the shade that I'm in Makeup Revolution foundations. And probably you can see from the, I think this is one of those foundations that the first couple of hours it's quite nice, and for filming purposes it's quite nice. But I will be popping out the picture of the foundation, how it looks at the end of a normal work day, when I have only been it's a normal work day when I do my makeup around 8 o'clock in the morning, and I haven't done any tedious exercise after work or something. And I do have to unfortunately maybe say that this isn't the most long-lasting of foundation. I obviously, because this is a more glowy foundation, I have to use powder with this, and I don't think with a powder, I do think this is a foundation that you can powder without having to worry that the powder disturbs it or makes it look strange. But as I said, this isn't going to be is this going to be foundation that I will be rebuying? Not necessarily, because this just isn't something that is the greatest in terms of being long lasting and how it ages on your skin during a day. But I think if you're looking for, especially if you're looking for a drugstore foundation that has a nice sort of glowy finish, then this could be still a foundation that you could look into. But maybe for especially oily leaning skin, this isn't the most long lasting of things. Then let's go to the concealer that I've also been trying out, and actually this is concealer that I have been liking quite a lot. This is, I think, actually from the base products, the only product that I would give a positive review. So this is the Full Impact Concealer by BPerfect, and mine is in the shade was it L2? Yeah. So I tried the Chroma Concealer, which I think I reviewed on my last makeup product review video, and I didn't like the concealer because it had this sort of very strange oily consistency when you applied it, but then when you set it under your lids it made everything look just very dry. However, this is the opposite of that. While this is also advertised as a very sort of matte heavy concealer, this actually spreads quite evenly to under your lids, and it doesn't actually for me look heavy, but it still gives quite of a nice coverage. I would recommend putting maybe a bit powder on this, because this, again, it's not something that's gonna set completely, but this is actually a concealer that if you're looking for a BPerfect concealer from their collection, then I would actually much more recommend this one than going to the Chroma Concealer, because this is just, it's much more nicer to use, and I do like the finish much better under my eyes. But yeah, those were all the base products, and now let's go to the next to the, I think, cheek products we will be going through. Next, let's go to some cheek products, and I do say that this was a very cheap, I'd say this was a very like cheek product heavy in terms of how many we have, but and also I think in terms of like winners then. Was there actually a product that I disliked? No, I think with all the cheek products, like these are definitely the winner of this like video. Let's maybe go to first highlighters, because I've been spending a lot of money on highlighters, and it's not necessarily because I've been buying them a lot. Okay, we have 3 highlighters, so maybe that is actually quite a lot of highlighters to add within 1 month's time. But 2 of these were very expensive also, so let's first go to the expensive ones. So I bought one of the Dior Forever Glow Maximizers, and I bought mine in the shade Pink, which has been a very popular shade going around, and this is one of the few shades that have been like, I've seen this being sold out, for example, in our department stores. This is very beautiful, however this does leave a white cast. So in the first impressions video, I think a lot of you were thinking that I'm saying that was this darker than the blush I was wearing in that first impressions video where I tried this one. However, what I think I was like referring to what I was meant to actually say, because newsflash, English is not my first language. I was meant to say that this leaves like a white cast that makes it look like it's makes it like clearly different from the blush that you're wearing underneath it. It is quite of a pretty shade. I will try to like swatch it here. This is actually, it's not gonna look this pink when you like blend it out, but it is like a very beautiful pink shade. But I would say that especially if you I'd say that especially if you have a warmer undertone, then maybe like swatch this out in store and see how it goes with your undertone, because I do believe this is one of those shades that with certain skin tones it will actually look like make your skin look grey, because it has such a strong white base underneath the shade. And I'm trying to get a makeup wipe to wipe this off. But also something I would say that in terms of how this looks, I think this unfortunately did emphasize with some of the my skin texture on my cheek. So as someone in my 30s, I do already have a bit of a, or actually have quite like decent amount of texture, but that's just when you age, so that's just the price of it, and that's normal. But yeah, and considering that maybe the next highlighter that I will discuss about then was this like when you're considering that how pricey the Dior product is compared to the next like powder highlighter that I will show, then you should make your own judgment then which you think is a much more better target to spend your money on if you want to buy a high-end highlighter. But I will definitely be using the Dior highlighter up. I do like the shade. I am thinking about buying the new shade that's in their summer collection. I think it's called Nude or something. It's a sort of like peachy shade, but is this like a product that I would like to have a lot of shades from? Not necessarily, because I do think that while it is very beautiful and pretty, it does have some drawbacks. But let's actually now go to the highlighter that I liked much more in terms of how it looked on my cheek. So this is the Fenty Beauty what's this Demi'glow highlighter? Yes, Demi'glow highlighter, and mine is in the shade 0322 Too Much. Yeah. And that's my dishwasher. If you're wondering, by the way, what has been the noises when I've been filming, so we have the dishwasher and then the washing machine of my laundry going background, so sorry about that. So this is the shade 0322 Too Much, and one thing that I will already say about this, and I think I did put this in the description of the shorts that I have on this one, so this is described on Fenty's website as a pink undertone. However, on my skin tone, which is a cool undertone with pink, this actually looks peachy. So I will just take some of it and actually... So I hope you will be able to like see it. So for me, on my skin, this is definitely peachy rather than being a pink. However, I don't actually mind it because it is a very beautiful. This is like one of the smoothest highlighters that I have tried in quite some time, and there's a lot of powder highlighters and also quite decent amount of liquid highlighters that I have been buying. So if you're looking for this extremely smooth highlighter that doesn't emphasize your texture, because unlike the Dior one, because of I think of the quite of a white base that the pink shade has, which I did say that did emphasize my sort of skin texture, this on the other hand doesn't emphasize, at least on my skin type, the textures that I have on my cheekbones. So if you're looking for something smooth and pretty and want to spend the money of it, like I would recommend the Fenty highlighters if you have the money to spend on them. However, is this gonna like change your life? No, and there are certain like drugstore mid-range highlighters that will get a similar result. The packaging is pretty fun. I don't know if the camera picking up the shade changes, but it has a nice effect to it. Then I think the like positive surprise of the video, like if you're looking for like, because we have now seen a lot of liquid highlighters, those are very in right now, high-end brands are coming out with them, and we have seen a lot of drugstore brands coming out with them. So Essence came out with their Magic Filter liquid highlighters on their spring release, and just like many of the other drugstore products, these are meant to like dupe, I think to some extent, the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless filter that has sort of started the highlighting trend. And in terms of formula, like if you're looking for a good like highlighter at a drugstore, then this Essence one is like it. This I think has a very, it has the sort of liquid highlighter formula that where it doesn't, like this doesn't emphasize, there's a quite thick layer of it, so obviously on my cheeks it looks, on your cheeks it looks different. But this is the fairest shade Light. They have 4 shades, so unfortunately with Essence their shade ranges aren't particularly good, so that's the like only minus side, that if unless you're very like fair to medium, unfortunately they should do a bit better in that regards. But if you're able to find the shade that suits you in this formula, then this doesn't emphasize, it does, if you have texture, then it will show it a bit, but this doesn't emphasize it like a super lot. This is very easy to work with, and this I think is the closest effect in terms of drugstore products that I have been able to sort of find having the similar effect that the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless filter have it. And with this one I do think that the reason why it does it so well is that this has enough of a base to it. So for me, what I have used the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless filter for is using it as a subtle highlighter on my cheeks. I can't use these as an under the makeup products because I have an oily skin, so it would make me look like just like an oil slick. But for like on the cheeks highlighter, this has enough like a metallic base to it that it actually works as a highlighter and doesn't just blend into your skin or like sort of separate in a very strange manner. Unlike with some other liquid highlighters that I've been trying, like where I've always said that there isn't just like enough base to them, meaning that they are very patchy to work with and hard to get spread even. But with this one, especially for like highlighting purposes, this is awesome. So in terms of like the cheek products, I would say that I liked all of them, and was I happy that I spent money on especially 2 more higher end or luxury level highlighters. I have no regrets. I have absolutely no regrets, even though like, as I said, Dior, not perhaps as amazing as some people have made it seem, but I still also like that one, and yeah, that was like, I think, money well spent. Then for some cheek products, I have 2 blushes. There are no bronzers or contours in this, so these will be the last of this section. So first one are these Essence Blush Crush blushes. So these are the blushes that Essence released in their spring edit, and these are the powder blushes. So first thing, as I already said on my like first impressions video, that I'm very afraid of the lids. So these, unfortunately, in terms of a drugstore, the packaging certainly is drugstore. I'm very afraid that this will break at some point. However, if we ignore the extremely cheap packaging, this 30 Cool Berry shade, very beautiful, very smooth. This is actually like, it feels almost like a bit of a, it doesn't like feel completely dry when you touch it. It almost has a bit of a putty formula, but I do think that these are still categorized technically as like powder blushes, but it has a bit of a like putty light softer formula, and this spreads to the cheeks like beautifully. Like I'm seriously thinking that with these ones I might get, because they have had some issues of keeping these in stock, because the Essence Spring Edit stuff, they usually, when they bring out their fall and spring edits, usually during the last 2 or 3 months, you really have to go to stores and dig these through, because these are quite popular. But once they sort of, the demand of these evens out, I probably will get more shades, because the formula is very beautiful. Not that I need any more shades, comparing that I have more like so many other powder blushes, but I do think that this is a very extremely good drugstore blush formula. Another, I say, as I said, there isn't like any cheek product here that I didn't like. So these are their liquid blushes. So I bought also 1 shade of these. So these are the Baby Got blush, and mine is in the shade 30 Dusty Rose. However, with this one, I will say that the formula I like. This is a very good drugstore. Again, a very good like option for drugstore if you're looking for like cheek products and blushes. And this is, I'd say, like one of those that it doesn't dry, it dries down, but it will leave the sort of more of a flushed effect to your cheeks rather than drying down completely like to a matte finish. So if you're looking for this sort of more of a flush glowy cheeks, then this is a good option. The only gripe that I had with this one was that when you compare I will actually see that, will be able to. So the tube would make you think that this is a more mauvish leaning shade, but actually when you see it spread out, this is a more of a like orange leaning shade. So if you are in store, maybe see that is there a tester just to check that is the shade that you are buying, does it actually match with the packaging, because at least with this shade I was kind of expecting like a mauvish shade blush, but instead got something a bit more orange. However, as I said, the formula of this also awesome. This is very easy to work with and you get a very nice flushed effect to your cheeks. But yeah, those were the sort of like cheek products, so that's, I think those were the like, all of them were pretty much winners for me and nothing that I'd said that didn't work out. Next, let's go to some lips. I actually think I forgot to mention lips in intro. Well, I did say we have a full face, so yeah. So with lips, both of these are Essence products. One of these are an older product that has been hanging out in my drawer, which has been the fate of a lot of lip products that I ended up collecting last year. And this is again, one of these is a project, part of my project where I'm trying to try out all the products that have been staying in the drawers for too long time to see that do I really want to keep them hanging around. But let's first go to the like which is actually new. So these are the slim, so I managed to get one of the slim stick lipsticks from the Essence Spring launch. As I said, these have been a hot commodity. I have now seen these restocked like only a few times and the shades seem to go very fast when these get to store. So depending where, if you live especially in Europe, I have also understood that also in other countries these have been selling like hotcakes, so these are a hot commodity. Mine is in the shade 105 Velvet Punch, which is a more, I'd say, of grungier, this sort of grungier, darker, rosy color. This is or actually more wine color. This is a very nice matte lipstick liquid, sorry, traditional matte bullet lipstick formula. So if you're looking for a lipstick formula that doesn't like, that you still want it to be the sort of like traditional bullet lipstick formula, that you don't want to go completely full liquid lipstick matte, this is a good option. It's relatively long lasting. As I said, it's not a liquid lipstick, so it won't last you through the whole day. And with this one, you don't have to worry about it bleeding over your lip line or anything like that. And spreading this out evenly is it's a very nice experience. As I said, I did recently also try out the Makeup Revolution bullet lipsticks that were advertised as creamy matte formula. But with that one, I said that the formula is so creamy that unfortunately I couldn't get that in most days to spread evenly. With this one, this spreads to your lips evenly and it lasts relatively long on your lips. You do have to reapply it because it is still in the end of the day a bullet lipstick, but very good formula. And I have been very hard trying to hold out not to buy these because I did manage to find some of the more nuder looking shades in our, more nude pinkish shades in our store, but I managed to hold off because, as I said, my lip drawers are quite full. Then something that I was quite curious about was this one. So these are the Tinted Essence Tinted Lip, what is it? Tinted Kissed lip tints, and these were, I think, a product that they came out with on their fall release last year. So these are lip tints, meaning that they have a shiny finish to them, but after the shiny layer wears off, you do still have a bit of a tint to it. And this is a very nice pink mauvish shade, and I like this actually formula quite a lot. I don't know what I was actually expecting from this, but first of all, this gives this sort of nice plumped look to your lips when you first apply it. The shine does wear off, but I did find that the tint actually also lasted quite nicely. It's not one of those like very heavy liquid lipsticks where it will last through anything. Like the tint also is something that will wear off eventually. But I do say that if you're looking for sort of a hybrid product of something that is a bit of like, gives a bit of a shine to your lips, but also something that you don't like have to reapply many times during the day, something, this could be a good compromise product. And It did get, I think if you wear this for quite like through the whole day, at some point the tint layer, which is more sort of a drying thing, it will get drying if you don't reapply this, but still I think a like good product if you want a hybrid product between of a lip gloss and a sort of very heavy matte liquid lipstick, so something that will last a bit longer than, for example, traditional lipstick, then this is a good one. But yeah, also in terms of lip products, I would say that this was also quite a successful month. And we are on the last product. So eyes. There is one mascara that I have been trying out. So this is the Call Me Queen mascara, and this was Essence's new mascara that they had in their spring launch. And this is the mascara that I'm wearing currently and that I have been wearing now almost over a month. I'm almost like finished with this one. I have noticed this is now starting to dry out. So I'm gonna just say it straight away. This isn't my like favorite Essence mascara. There are a few reasons. First reason is this one, that it has these very spiky bristles, which means that I have to be a bit careful when applying this, because those are the kind of bristles that do sting if you get them too close to your eyes. This also has the sort of brush shape, sort of like an, how would I call it? The square, almost like square kind of brush shape, where I've only come across this issue with one mascara, and that's the MAC, the sort of stack mascara that they came out with, I think, over a year ago, and I didn't like that mascara because all the products seemed to go to my upper lid and none of the products seemed to stick on my sort of lashes, which is something that basic mascara should do. This one, the issue is not so prominent, so on the good days I am able to get this to work, but a lot of the, because I think of how the wand is shaped, a lot of the product still ends up on my like upper lashes, and it's just quite messy to apply. And how I have noticed that the best way to get this one built is that you first put one layer each side to your eyes or lashes, and then you let it dry out, and then build another layer on top of the dried, like sort of dried layer. But then I have to consider that with other Essence mascaras, I don't have to, like for example Lash Princess, that builds itself already from the first like application. So with this one I do feel that there's just a lot of like finicking and a lot of like hoops I have to do to make this sort of work for its full potential, and with this one I do feel that you have to do quite a lot of building to get it to, for example, look that this looks today. So not my favorite of the brand, and so certainly because this is in the same style of packaging as the Lash Princess mascaras, and also because this was the Call Me the Queen mascara, I did have quite a lot of expectation for this, but this just didn't meet my expectations. I do think that if you're looking for a lengthening mascara and separating mascara, then this could be something you would try, but just be aware that the wand shape could be something that on some eye shape types it could be that you get more products on your lids rather than to your lashes, but for some other people this might just work much better than some of the other Essence ones, but for me unfortunately this wasn't just a favorite. But yeah, that was the sort of my last product for this video, and let's now get to the sort of final conclusions. So overall I think from all the products that I reviewed, the cheap products were the hits. From the cheap products there was, I think, like I liked them all, some more than others, but I generally liked them. And also the lip products were a surprising hit. Actually, I'm still having a bit of pink from I wiped away the Essence lip tint, so actually you can kind of see from the Essence lip tint that what kind of like the tint layer, how it would probably look like. But yeah, the base products and the mascara weren't exactly like, yeah, the concealer was, the BPerfect concealer is also another thing that I would emphasize, that I would like 100% recommend if you're looking for a concealer from the brand. But I would be very much like to hear, have you tried any of these products and did they work out for you, and or is there any other like products that you have been like trying out this month and that has been like that you have been liking a lot. But if you like this video, then push the like button, subscribe to the channel and ring the bell button if you want to get notifications from my future videos. You can also find me with the same nickname, Makeup Headshot, on Instagram. I hope I will be seeing you in another video soon. Bye bye!